Hello, I hope all is well. So, instead of using some sort of flashy intro or trying to convince you to download the latest freemium mobile game or a VPN, I'll just get started. So I recently got 99 smithing. Please see this wonderful clip of me doing the only skill cape in mode that I can do. And I thought it might be helpful to share a 1 to 99 smithing guide with the inclusion of kind of some of the calculations regarding the cost and time that will take to get certain levels. So starting off from there, you should never really smith from level 1. There's just really no reason to do anything with bronze or iron bars. The best experience to start with is actually doing the Knight's Sword quest, which you can do with level 1 smithing, and it will get you to about level 28. It should only take about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so. And next, you'll want to knock out the Elemental Workshop Part 1 quest. That gives another, I think, 5,000 smithing experience, and should get you above level 30 right from the start. So 2 quests, less than half an hour, and you'll be over level 30 smithing, able to make steel bars. From there, your best bet is probably to make steel bars in the blast furnace, at least until you get to level 40. Now, once you get to level 40, you actually unlock the fastest smithing experience in the game, and that is smelting gold bars in the blast furnace with the use of the goldsmithing gauntlets. Goldsmithing gauntlets can be obtained as a reward from the Family Crest quest, which does require level 59 magic to complete, so it's not really something that skillers have access to. I'm not going to do a guide on the blast furnace just in general, maybe a brief overview. There are definitely some really good guides out there and some people who can show you tips and tricks to maximize efficiency and do things a lot better than I would be able to. So just as a brief overview, in addition to the goldsmithing gauntlets, you will need either ice gloves, or otherwise you'll just have to continue filling a bucket of water to cool the bars before you can pick them up, as I'm doing right here. Now, I don't actually have the goldsmithing gauntlets on, just pretend I do. I have cooking gauntlets on, as I was going to work on getting level 99 cooking, but that's just really boring and I stopped doing that. Okay, so your fastest path to 99 smithing, going from 1 to level 40, doing the Knight's Sword and Elemental Workshop Part 1, followed by a little bit of steel bars at the blast furnace, should take you about an hour to get to level 40. And then from 40 on to 99, you're looking at about 34 to maybe 38 hours worth of smelting gold bars with the goldsmithing gauntlets. Now, you're probably going to gain closer to 340k experience per hour, and overall you're going to lose about 13.5 mil, or about 1 GP per experience, which really isn't too bad given how fast the experience is. I just want to say, I don't know how anyone else does this, or other folks out there who may make videos, but I don't read from a script or anything, and I have like a page of handwritten terrible chicken scratch notes that, like, in no joke, I could hand to another Runescape player and they would look at them and probably not be able to decipher what I'm written. It's that bad. But that's just kind of how I do it, and it seems to work okay for me, sort of, I guess. I feel like if I were to sort of like sit down and try to take the time to type up a whole script, I would just get really bored and like not even make the video. So of course, making gold bars at the blast furnace with goldsmithing gauntlets is going to be your fastest route to level 99 smithing from 40, because you're able to make all 28 bars at once. No coal is needed like with other bars, but let's say, for instance, you maybe like to make somewhat of a profit and aren't as concerned with doing this as fast as possible. Now, using the blast furnace requires half the amount of coal that is required at neuromorph furnaces, so Mith bars take 2 coal instead of 4, Adamant is 3 instead of 6, and Rune is 4 instead of 8. So going from level 50 to 70 making Mith bars would take you approximately 6 hours, and you'd make 2 mil in profit, about 333k per hour. But once you got to level 70 and unlocked Adamant bars, going from level 70 to 85, the 2.5 mil experience required would take about 25 hours, only gaining about 100k experience per hour compared to 340k experience per hour with gold bars. But you would profit about 16 mil, or a little over 600k per hour. But now, the big money is available once you get to level 85 smithing, because you're able to make rune bars. Now, you're still going to only look at about 100k experience per hour, really about the same as it is for both Mith and Adamant bars, and that's because you're just using so much more coal relative to the total amount of bars made. So still gaining about 100k, just over 100k experience per hour. So 85 to 99 is going to take about 92 hours to gain the 9.75 mil experience needed. But you will profit about 83 mil in that amount of time, meaning that going from 50 to 99 smithing at the blast furnace, always making the best bar you can, you're going to make over 100 mil in profit in 123 hours that you would spend there. It is pretty crazy to think that it's going to take about 85 more hours of playing to get 99 smithing using Mith, Adamant, and Rune bars as opposed to just doing gold. But I did a little bit of math on that, and it really depends on how much you value your time that decides which method you should take. So the difference between the 13 mil loss with gold and the 100 mil profit with the other bars versus the extra time taken means 1.3 mil per hour is kind of like the break point between the two. So if you value your time at more than 1.3 mil per hour, you should definitely do the gold and take the loss. But if it's less than 1.3 mil per hour, then you should go with the other bars. Another option would be to just do the gold up to level 85 and then start with Rune there, because that's when you really start to make good money and really good profits of about 900k per hour. While Blast Furnace really does seem to be the meta right now, both for speed and profit, there's one other method that I wanted to talk about, and that is simply just smithing plate bodies and or other items. Now admittedly, this is how I did most of my training, and the reason is that it's really easy to do on mobile when you only have just a couple minutes at a time, and that's how I play a lot of the time. So from 48 to 68, you would want to make steel plate bodies. Unfortunately, you would lose about 2.9 mil in the 3.6 hours it would take you to gain those 20 levels. But at 68, you can make Mith plate bodies. So 3.8 mil experience needed, about 19 hours, and a 7.5 mil loss. So already you're down about 10 mil doing that. But from 88 to 99, you can make Adamant plate bodies, and you actually do profit about 100k per hour right now. So in the 36 hours you're doing this, you make about 4 mil, which is not a good money maker, but it can be very helpful when you only have 5 or 10 minutes at a time. Let's say hypothetically you were playing at work or at school. It may be hard to focus on doing the blast furnace effectively, and so you really wouldn't be getting the benefit of the high experience rates there anyway. But if you can just click on the bank, click on the anvil, and smith 5 plate bodies, and then not have to look at your screen at all, it seems to be a pretty good experience relative to the amount of actions you have to take. So making Adamant plate bodies, you are going to get close to 180k experience per hour. So about half of what you can expect from gold at the blast furnace. So twice as long if that's what you were to do the entire way, but fairly AFKable, a slight profit. I really think not a bad method given how mobile friendly it is. Also at level 90, you unlock the theoretical fastest smithing experience method in the game. I sort of have a video on that I'll link in the description if you're interested. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will try to get back to you. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you found it interesting, and I will see you next time.